Today we will be showing you how to install Boost Auto Parts dual function signal and running light 1.0 harness into your 5th gen 3500 Ram truck. At the time of filming this video, this procedure applies to 2019 to 2021 Ram 5th gen 25 and 3500 trucks equipped with turn signals on the mirror. However, for exact fitment, please visit our website at boostautoparts.com. Please be advised that your mirrors must first be working as a signal-only mirror. If needed, you may have to enable the sales codes for your truck in order to get the signal light to operate. The dual function signal and running light 1.0 harness will have a 50% brightness running light with 100% brightness turn signal. Begin by removing the trim bezel piece with your trim removal tool. Using a trim removal tool, remove the window and mirror switch. Disconnect the connector from the back of the window switch. Using a pick or a flat blade screwdriver, remove the plastic cover from the Phillips head screw on the door handle. Remove the Phillips head screw from the door handle. Using a trim removal tool, remove the door handle cover, pry up on the front, and open the door handle slightly to remove. Remove the 6 T20 screws holding in the door panel. If the T20 Torx screws are hard to remove, use a flat blade screwdriver behind the head of the screw to support it while unscrewing it. Remove the trim clips behind the T20 screws. Remove the door panel by pulling up on it. Be sure to be aware of the door lock lever. Disconnect the connectors for the mirror from the door module. You may have up to 3 of them. This procedure will be shown on a bench. However, this must be performed with the mirrors on the truck, as the module will not be able to fit through the harness hole. This kit includes 2 orange running light wires, 2 modules, and a plastic bag holding wires and T-taps. This can be discarded as it will not be used. We're going to be focusing on the wire in pin 1. Pin 1 is located in the upper right hand corner with the connector latch facing down. We have circled pin 1 in green in this diagram below. Pin 1 has a blue wire in it, however go off of pin location and not wire color, as wire color may change. Cut the wire in pin 1 about 1 inch above the connector. Strip both ends of the cut wire from pin 1. The module has 2 inputs and 1 output. The output wire is going to be the single orange wire. The 2 input wires are going to be orange and blue. The single output orange wire is going to face towards the mirror. Crimp the output orange wire on the module to the cut wire from pin 1. Make sure that the single orange wire is facing towards the mirror. Crimp the blue input wire on the module to the cut wire in pin 1 facing the connector. Unplug the black cylindrical connector on the provided orange running light wire. We are going to be utilizing the shorter end of the orange running light wire. This should be the side that does not have the fuse on it. Taking the short end of the orange running light wire that was provided in the kit, remove the pre-stripped portion. Crimp the orange short running light wire into the orange input wire on the module. Connect the black cylindrical connectors together for the running light. With all the butt connectors crimped, heat shrink them down with a heat gun. The installation of the module is now complete. We are now going to be showing how to run the orange running light wire to a running light power source.
We're just going to come into the door jamb here, and you'll see there's 2 Torx bit bolts holding this door harness into place. Take a T20 Torx bit and remove both those bolts. And pull the door boot out slightly. Being careful not to touch any wires, you want to go ahead and cut the tape back slightly and untape this portion. Now, as you can see here, there's a plastic piece attached to the metal boot here. Take a trim tool and just remove this plastic piece as shown here. Remove the boot to the cab here. So you're going to go ahead and squeeze these 2 tabs on the top here. It'll pop right off. Just go ahead and squeeze both tabs. There's one on each side.
Then fully remove this connector and harness from the slot in the door. You may have to close the door slightly to get it completely free. Next, remove each individual connector from the housing by pressing in on the latch for each connector, as we show here. The latch will be facing outward on both connectors. Once both connectors are removed from the housing, grab them, making sure they don't fall back into the door jamb. Then pull the door jamb boot out and away from the weather seal. Next, you'll want to take a straightened out coat hanger or a sturdy metal rod and insert it in the middle of the two connectors in the boot. Pull that through slightly on the other side. Then take that orange wire and feed it through that plastic portion of the door jamb boot. Pull that orange wire all the way through. Make sure you leave a little bit of slack inside the door. Then take that orange wire and tape it to the end of the coat hanger that you ran through the boot. Then pull that coat hanger all the way through the door jamb boot here. You'll see we pull all the slack out of the orange wire inside the boot, but we do leave a little bit of slack in the orange wire inside the door. Make sure you route the boot and orange wire back behind the weather seal so that everything can be properly installed.
This is all one piece here that comes all the way back. You want to remove this so that you can run this wire properly through. You want to start by prying from the back piece here. And just go and run your trim tool along the edge and it'll slowly pop all the way off. Now you just go ahead and run that wire all the way through. Next, we'll plug the brown and white connectors back into the door jamb connector here. If you look inside the door jamb connector, they're color coded, so the white has a white insert, and where the brown connector goes is a brown insert. So you'll just match the colors and plug those in.
Then, making sure that the orange wire is fully tucked into the cab of the truck so it won't get caught, you'll make sure that the connector housing is lined up with the rectangle opening in the door jamb and slide it back into place.
Then just take the connector for the door jamb, make sure it latches back into place and the boot seals.
And then put the plastic piece back on the metal portion of the door jamb boot and clip this back into place.
Put the screws for the door boot back in here.
The procedure for the passenger side is the exact same as the driver's side, so we won't show it here, but you'll just repeat these steps for the passenger side. Here we're working under the passenger side of the dash. We want to remove this carpet piece, so you insert your trim tool in the 3 rivets and just pry down. It'll pop right off. Take your straightened out coat hanger or sturdy metal rod from earlier, and underneath the center of the dash, you'll run it from the driver's side to the passenger side over this carpet piece here. Now take your passenger side running light wire and tape it to the coat hanger that's hanging over into the passenger side of the dash. Now pull your passenger side running light wire all the way over to the driver's side. Be sure to pull all the slack from the passenger side to the driver's side. Now reinstall that passenger side dash carpet piece. You want to make sure this running light wire for the passenger side is tucked up and out of the way before installing this. Start by tucking the back side of the trim panel in first, then make sure the HVAC vent holes are lined up with the cutouts in the carpet. Once everything's lined up, you just press on each rivet, pushing it back into place. Now in the underhood, we'll locate the small grommet of the firewall and we'll just poke through it.
As you can see here, this is where the coat hanger came through, that grommet in the firewall there.
Now you can take the passenger and driver's side orange wires and either splice them together or run both wires up to the fuse box like we show here. Next, tape the driver and passenger side orange wires to the coat hanger.
Pull that through the firewall. And just go ahead and remove the fuse box cover. You'll remove fuse 79. This is the clearance light fuse. Just take the fuse you removed and place it in the lower slot on the fuse tab here. And strip the orange wire. Crimp this into the fuse tab. and insert this fuse tab into the proper fuse location, which is fuse 79.
Now put the footwell trim bezel back on.
Reinstall the door panel in the reverse order that it was taken off. Your installation is now complete. To get these products and more, please visit us at boostautoparts.com.